My eyes burn! My throat burns! Oh no, I missed! No! Yes! No! God dang it! Hey everyone, welcome to Trackmania Stadium! I know this is not a very typical game I play on the channel, like it's not one of the sort of mainstays that you'd expect, but I do actually like this series quite a lot. Let's see, I don't know what... There is one of these that we've only ever done as a green. Oh wait, we're in the top 10 in Colorado. Got it. That explains a lot. Let's see, we have blue. I know we did a couple of these. Let's try 213. Let's see if we can improve that. But yeah, so Trackmania is a very interesting... Let me take my headset out for a second, or really my earbuds. Trackmania is a very interesting series because it's very obviously an arcade racer, so that's fine, that's whatever. But even amongst the arcade racers, it's a very unique title. I don't know where the hell I'm going. And this is basically, you know, what you're seeing on the screen is pretty much why. Because, how do I even explain it? It's almost like parkour, but with car. Well, really, it's like parkour and rally point-to-point racing mixed into one, because you don't always know where you're going. Well, I suppose in parkour you kind of have an understanding of the route or your surroundings, but it's not set in stone, and how you traverse the environment is entirely up to you. Trackmania is kind of that way, except for the fact that the route is a little more predetermined and set in stone, but there's so much... Yeah, we're going to improve. There's so many distractions, crowd chatter without the crowd, that trying to find your way through the circuit can be... Jesus. Is an absolute test of your comprehension, right? And perhaps your racing experience, if you have any experience doing, say, dirt games or WRC titles, having any understanding of rallying whatsoever. Because, again, it's point-to-point and time-based, so it's very much a rally race in that sense. But again, there's all these assets littering the environment, littering the track, that can easily confuse and distract you. Well, firstly, easily distract you and make you slow. B, easily confuse you as to where the track actually goes, where the line actually is. This is why it usually takes a little while, I would imagine, even for experienced Trackmania players, to figure out certain maps, because there's so much visual, for lack of a better term, visual clutter. Don't get me wrong, it's very cool and it's very fun. It's a very unique racing experience. But make no mistake, it is absolutely it can be a very frustrating challenge, just because of how little visual sense the environment often makes. Regardless, though, the main objective of Trackmania is to traverse a very scuffed environment in as little time as possible. And the way the physics it works in this game is it's sort of like driving those kiddie go-karts at a fun, I say an amusement park, but an amusement park, boondocks, a fun center, I forget what they really call them, but anything like that. And that is to say, there's absolutely no torque. See, I just hit the wall and I'm struggling to regain speed. So momentum driving is the aim of the game. Basically, you really need to treat the open wheel car here like it's a Miata, to the absolute extreme. Under no circumstances, unless necessary or will actually improve your time, basically under no circumstances should you let off the gas or lose speed. And I just immediately screwed it up there. Where is my reset button? There we go, it's B. Yeah, so essentially under no circumstances do you want to lose speed. Do you want to lose momentum? Do you want to hit the wall? Do you want to over-rotate on a slide? Because it costs you, and it costs you big time. It seems to me that as long as you stay above like 150 of whatever the... Oh, KM. It's KMH. If you stay above 150 kph, you'll accelerate fine. If you dip below that, you're really going to be wishing you had NOS, torque, a better engine, just anything. Desperately wishing you had anything to improve your pace. See, I just dropped to 90. That'll help for this corner, but look at that. The Ghost is already on my tail and has actually basically caught up, and I did not get a very good line through that corner. That's going to cost me. Question is, can I catch back up? I got a good run over the jump there. Got to not run wide. Okay. So I think we beat the Ghost, which is good. What was our time? 34. Did we beat our own time? No, we didn't, because we didn't move up in Colorado. So our best time... Oh, our last time was our best time. Really? You can choose your... I struggle to believe that. But we can still do better. Still scruffy. I know there is time to be made up. I'm going to let off a little here. Have a tight line through here. Going to let off just a smidge going up the hill here because we got a tight corner. There we go. Good. And we got this really tight right-hander. That's the thing. That the cars... Oh, the open wheelers experience so much engine braking in this game that provided you learn the circuit, get good, and plan ahead, you really shouldn't actually need to brake. You just let off. It's got almost electric... What did we do? Oh, nice. Actually, we moved up one place in Colorado. Okay, well, that's fine. I can live with that. Yeah. Provided... Or not, sorry, provided. Yeah. There's one of these we haven't actually done. I can't believe that. Well, I guess we're going to do it. Yeah, so... You have electric car style regenerative braking, and by that I mean, you know how some cars like the Nissan Leaf have this one pedal system for braking, so you don't actually have to, they allege you don't have to use the brake pedal. You could just let off the gas and you'll experience a significant amount of braking on its own. That's how the cars work in this game. You don't necessarily have to, I don't know where the hell I'm going. Let me just, give me 1 second. I need to move my headset, it's bothering me. Alright. Yeah, that's basically how this game works, where you don't really need to actually use the brake. You just let off the gas. You plan ahead, let off the gas intelligently, and you'll slow down more than enough, especially if you start cornering as well. You will scrub speed more... Oh, God, okay. And, see, there it is. You'll scrub speed more than enough to make most corners. But this is the fun, sort of the fun part about Trackmania is learning all these new... Okay, it does not... I cannot wall ride that high. Got it. Yeah, this is the fun part of Trackmania, is the tracks are so unique, the layouts equally so. It really tests your ability to learn a track fast. More so, it tests your ability to get quickly fast at a track. There we go. The closest thing I've ever seen to Trackmania in... Oh my god. Okay. The closest thing I've ever seen to Trackmania in sort of regular, typical AAA titles is in Grid 2, where they have... I forgot the name of the racing, but basically, the layout... I upset the car when I didn't know where the track was going, that's why I panicked. What time did we set? Okay, we got silver, but we did not get gold. What is it going to take to get gold? Change to gold, yeah. I forget what they called it in Grid 2, but they basically had an event type where the layout of the track would change essentially every lap on the fly, and that was genuinely, that was the most unique thing I've ever seen. One of the most unique things I've ever seen in a racing game, and I genuinely wish it would come back, because it was, honestly, it was so much fun to have that. I think we're going to stay flat here. I don't actually have to lift. We're getting to a point where I might have to lift. Not yet. Okay, we got a slide. I do need to lift now. And that AI is definitely going to come catch me at some point here. I say AI, the Ghost. Did we actually beat him despite messing up enough to get gold. We haven't moved up. Okay, so we have the map we actually have a campaign ranking. I didn't know that. So we're 83rd out of almost 1,000 people in the state. That's cool. Okay, and then we have the map ranking. I've been looking at the wrong thing. We're 202 out of 391 people on this map. I think we can still do better. If I could get myself to maybe like 170, I could live with that. That's the only thing about this game, is you could spend a lot of time just on one map. trying to perfect every single little corner. And that's great, other than the fact that that's probably... There's going to be some people who find that entertaining, especially with like the right amount of cuts and stuff. I don't know that... Damn. I don't know that any of those people are in my audience yet. So we're just going to do good enough and then move on. I think depending on how this map goes, we're either going to have to call the video or we're going to get one more... We'll get one more map in. Did I just... Oh, I was hitting something. I could feel it in the controller, but I didn't know what was going on. Cringe. Alright, cool. We're good. That might have cost me some speed. Right here, we're gonna try to go right up the middle. Good. We're still ahead of my previous personal best, which is good. Okay. That's not gonna be as good. Then, alright, here. Okay, I need to let off a lot more. I wonder if I hit the wall as bad that other time. We're still up. We are still up. We're probably only going to move up, I would say, 10 people. Look at that. Look at that. From 202 to 192. Try again. There's just... If I don't hit that wall, I know the time is going to be at least 0.5 of a second faster. Has to be. So, if we get that right, we will be good to go. Just don't hit any walls. There you go. We're more than 0.7 of a second up on my last run, which is excellent. We're running a little wide. And now I just fell off the map. We need to maintain as much corner speed from there as possible, so we can have the best lap as possible. Maintain some speed, good. We're only just a fraction down, which is fine. Okay, we're 8 up now, which is better. We're kind of sliding all over the place. I didn't like that. All right, good. We had a very decent line. We're gonna go wide here, and then we're gonna turn, then we're gonna let off. Oh! I hit it later and had more speed, but now I'm getting all squirrely. How much faster was that? There's no way that was 0.3 quicker. Oh my god, look at... Okay, 145. I would want to do better. I really... Damn it. You see, and this is the addicting part of Trackmania. You get one section, it literally just one corner wrong, and you know that you could go that little bit faster. You know your time could be that little bit better. And you're just here forever. Just doing the same map over and over and over again, trying to get the perfect time. Because you know it's absolutely within reach. It's within your power. It's within your capability. That's the super addicting part of Trackmania. Try not to... There we go. Maintain as much speed as possible. Excellent. We're up on our time again. I think I'm running wide. I am. I was scared to turn in too soon and then compromise my exit. And in doing that, I ran wide and compromised my exit anyway. Unbearable cringe. Okay, we're 3 down, but we're back to being up for a second. Alright. Try to keep it straight. We're not as ahead of my previous ghosts as I would have preferred. We had too many corrections. It slowed us down. Here, you there. We're going to let off here. We're going to carry the... Ah! I had the right idea trying to late apex and then nail it on the exit. Mistake was that corner was a lot longer than I thought it was. Turn as little as possible. Because I think the more you turn, the more... Either the more speed you scrub, which is pretty obvious, or the slower the car accelerates, which is also relatively obvious. But I don't know what was better about that start, but this is good. And this is something I was saying in my original recording of Trackmania before I found out that I screwed up the audio. This game really uniquely tests your racecraft, or very specific tenets of racecraft, more than some other games. It really tests your smoothness, your lack of corrections, and maintaining speed and balance, more than a lot of other racing games, including Sims. Maybe other than Assetto Corsa. Because if you're not, you just lose so much speed. So you have to be as perfect as possible, as intentional as possible. Made harder by the fact that I gotta commentate for you guys. Alright, gonna get off the gas, get back on it. Okay, I had to pedal it through there just a little bit. How much did we beat? Oh, we beat the crap out of them. Wow, we really got... is that emerald or platinum? Wow, we're actually in the top 50. Hell yeah, that's good enough for me. That is good enough for me. I just didn't want to hit the wall. I would have preferred a clean lap, but dude, like... And there's people in the 33s, and I could see it. I could see doing it, but we might save that for another episode. Looks like we actually have enough time for one more stage here. See if we can. So we're at 23rd. Let's try to beat that. We're 181. I think we can do better than that. I think we can do better on this stage. Sometimes, though, there are stages that are just absolutely scuffed, and there's no way for me to do any better. We'll see, though. We'll start with gold, with just a random gold. Yeah, because I did a 28, so we'll try gold. It's a 29. It's a second off my best time, so hopefully it's slow enough that I can keep up. Fast enough that I can learn something. Trackmania, in that way, Trackmania is actually a little bit like... Oh, God, okay, it's not a triple loop sort of deal. It's sort of like slot cars where you got to let off the gas. You just got to blip the gas for a second just to make sure you stay on the track. Like that, actually. I'm glad we hit that on the boost, but... You know, I didn't want to hit it at all. How did we really, like, beat our... No, our best time was that. Our last time was 29. Okay. I think we can still beat it. Maybe not by much, but the possibility is absolutely there. The idea is going to be to get my lines right and not let off the gas. Carry as... Oop, I'm going to have to there. And we're going to start over. Yeah, try to carry as much speed as possible. That's really going to be the goal for me. I think that's going to be not the only way, but by far the primary way of making up as much time as we need to make up. Because I'm under a second behind, but we are still very behind. That's terrible. Alright. Now we just got to try to stay flat, stay flat. We're going to lift a bit. 29. I think we were slower. We can improve. Okay. There, here, good. Turn as little as possible to gain as much speed as possible. Turn a little tighter there. Loop, yes. Here, you, there. We're going to let off just a bit. That was the right idea, but I needed to let off more for that double left-hander because I just carried way too much speed. And perhaps I had the wrong line, but I'm pretty sure I just simply carried too much speed. Ran wide on that one. Good start. Okay, we're going to turn hard here. We're going to let off to gain a little bit of straight line speed. We're going to let off, good. Straight, good. Go here, there, and then let off, good. We can... It's a decreasing radius corner, so basically towards the end I need to let off for a lot longer than I want to, just so I don't hit that outer wall. Got it. Good. I think we've carried. We were almost a second up, actually, which is fantastic. Now let off. There we go. Good. Straight line it a little. Gas. Here you. We're going to let off. Yep. That's the way to do it. What's our time? I couldn't even see. I was too busy. I was way too busy. Oh my god, we just set a 27. We set a 27.4 second lap. Dude, that's major. We gained 2 seconds just by being smooth. And that's what I'm talking about. This game promotes you being as smooth as possible. But on that note, I'm going to end it here. I will see you all in the next Trackmania video. I hope you enjoyed this one. If you did, please make sure to like, comment, share, and consider subscribing. And if you do subscribe, thank you very much. I really do appreciate that. Please make sure you hit the little notification bell and then all notifications. That way you're notified every time I upload. I will see you all next time.